Ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again to this 70-star tournament brought to you by Vi.gg right here on twitch.tv/speedrun. My name is Thero, hanging out with Cartoon Buffoon this evening. How you doing tonight, sir?
Hey, I'm doing all right. Besides my race earlier, I'm doing very well. Very excited to see how the last, to my knowledge, the last remaining ROM hack brother TriforceTK can do in this tournament.
Oh man, TriforceTK has been on top of it consistently. Running 70 hardcore. I got to sit down with him for a little bit to show me a little of his ROM hack magic the other night. Pretty sick, but he's going against Shansss, the new 2018 keyboard master, keyboard warrior.
Yeah, I believe the only keyboard runners are Shansss and Sigo, right? Like that's
yes.
There are not many of them because it is a very impressive feat to run this game with a keyboard. So a lot of talent from both runners. We'll see if Shansss can keep up with TK, who very recently got his first 48, which was insane.
Absolutely insane. Speaking of insane as well, Vi.gg is sponsoring all of the prize pools for all of the three main tournaments that are going on GSA right now. Be sure to check them out. Vi.gg, hit !bet. I see we've got 100 Schmeckles, 10 Zarknoids. I don't know if they accept that currency, but maybe they do. Vi.gg, check them out, !bet, to place bets on your favorite runners throughout this tournament. And we're off now.
Both runners with a good routine Lakitu skip. No hiccups.
Electing not to talk to Lakitu in the beginning, not to give him that pep talk. We'll see how it pays off for both runners as we go into Bob-omb Battlefield.
So I know you pointed this out earlier in the tournament, but is it still the case that everyone who's talked to Lakitu has won the race?
At least the ones that I've commentated. Okay. But, I'm kind of interested to see, like, maybe that's a new thing that we can start tracking. TriforceTK, super solid, getting in there quick. Shansss, we noticed that his bomb clip is a little bit slower. I don't know if that's because of keyboard and
I think it was because he had a medium bomb, but I'm not certain.
Oh,
I think TK had a big bomb, but otherwise, I mean, not a big difference so far. Electing Mario Cam. I'm sure we'll see a lot of different like camera and setup things from Shansss. I haven't been able to catch one of his runs yet, so I'm sure I'll be thrown off by a lot of his setups.
It's awesome. And just super consistent in what he does. I don't know if you've ever played on keyboard, kind of when a controller goes out. It sucks. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, I've played on keyboard, but I've never like speedran on keyboard. I can't imagine doing the stuff fast that like we do. It's definitely very impressive.
TriforceTK quite a bit faster on that slide there. Shansss getting a 13.2. As we're going to see, both runners head into Whomp's Fortress. So keep that in the back of your mind, chat, because I'm going to be expecting to see some guesses on this next slide after Whomp's. Heading out, it's kind of interesting watching the runners go into Whomp's Fortress, and I'm always interested to see what they're going to do first. The typical is going to be that 100 coin, getting it knocked out. But it's all about comfort, all about what you're going to do. Looks like TriforceTK heading up for Lakitu skip. Same thing from Shansss. Ooh, and he falls, misses.
And
Shansss with the ground pound,
but the star, but he's ahead of TK right now because TK missed Owless. That is early advantage for Shansss.
Every single one of TriforceTK's matches that I've had the pleasure of commentating, you've noticed in the beginning he's a little bit shaky, but it's almost like he turns on that confidence boost. Right after Whomp's Fortress. It's crazy. Yeah,
I think TK, like a lot of runners, definitely doesn't focus on the early game as much as the late game. Like, the late game is very important.
Ooh, missing Canalus. Gonna back it up with this wild blue star. Gonna take a time loss there from Shansss. Falls down.
Just a big struggle from Triforce early on.
And that's what it's kind of about. It's the battle of the minds. Yeah, these guys are moving Mario around the screen as absolutely fast as possible. However, getting into your own head and making up for those mistakes. And we've known that TriforceTK has had the advantage being the nonstop world record holder, because he's even said it himself. In nonstop, you don't have time to dwell on a mistake. TriforceTK having to go back up. We see these mistakes coming from him now. Not going to try that.
Barely made pro cycle for the, or no, barely made half cycle for the coins. He went for pro cycle and missed it. But good backup.
TriforceTK has got some time. He's got to make up here. Shansss making minor mistakes throughout, so he still has that ability. We're going to see Triforce starting his 100 coin here. You know, his recovery has been impeccable throughout this tournament. He's just done a phenomenal job at the mistakes that he has made, and focused on the next star, one star at a time, and making things happen.
And you're definitely going to see solid race times if you're making mistakes like TK is making. They're not big mistakes, and you know, if you limit the amount of them, just, you know, a few minor mistakes here and there throughout the run, you're still going to see a good time. You really want to limit the big mistakes, like a Death in Dark World or TikTok Clock or something, you know?
Right.
Like, and we don't see that type of gameplay from TK, at least throughout the tournament so far. So that's why even with sloppy beginning, he can usually make up ground pretty quickly.
We've noticed one of the larger mistakes that folks make throughout this tournament is if they're running CCM 18 and happen to miss a coin or two while doing the penguin slide. So we've noticed had a few runners even get those safety blues up top just to have enough coins to make sure that they don't have to come back.
And I didn't get to see it earlier when I was racing Viper, but he talked about how he missed too many coins on CCM 18 and backed it up with double pillarless. And I thought that was really interesting because it doesn't lose a lot of time to do that, and not a lot of runners elect for that. So that was really interesting to hear about.
Shansss having a little bit of issue with the Big Daddy Womp here. TriforceTK looking more deliberate with his movement. You know, trying to make up for that time now as we see Shansss heading up to the top of that tower. I always enjoy watching TriforceTK because he truly is a master of his craft. Again, very deliberate movement, understanding where he's going, and what he's doing. It's always entertaining to watch. Shansss heading up for his second slide attempt. Chat, give us a guess at what Shansss is going to get.
I'm going to go with a 12-9.
A 12-9, solid. I see Gunther Rydell with the 12-9 as well. Let's see what we get out of this.
Ooh, that's not going to be a 12.
Ooh, simply with a 12.7.
13-2. Consistent with his 13-2.
Very consistent with the 13-2. Restreamer using some of his knowledge to backtrack. I don't think that's how Vi.gg works, sir. All right, TriforceTK. I believe he had a 12-8, if I'm not mistaken, on his last slide.
Yeah. And it's looking like that again. 12-9, okay.
12-9 as well. Simply on the money, PogChamp. Now, what's interesting, watch Shansss how he does the wing cap here. It's super interesting. Not huge parabolas. Just trying to get through pretty much. Very nice rollout, grabbing the star just as TriforceTK heading for the twins. Nails them.
Yeah, Shansss was still a pretty substantial lead. Not really backing off, letting any ground for TK to catch up. So he's doing good with this lead position that he has for now.
That is true. Yes, Shansss is on keyboard, which is why you're seeing a little bit different movement. TriforceTK has always said that was the hardest star in the game, and I can agree with him to a point. I think it's an incredibly difficult star to do quickly.
See, I think I've changed my mind. I think the hardest star of the game depends on the day. I feel like there's certain days where the hardest star is the easiest and vice versa.
So like Tuesday, maybe?
Like, it's not specific. It's just randomly sometimes stars will go poorly, and you never really know why, you know? But I don't think any star is overtly like the worst star, unless you do some like insane strat that like IL strats or something.
Shansss with a solid red coin here in Dark World, not letting up, not giving TriforceTK that opportunity that he needs to gain the lead here.
Triforce with a really solid red coins as well, though. Ooh, a ledge grab at the end, though.
Getting that ledge grab.
Commentator's curse.
Yeah, that's how that works. You know, we misread the script a little bit. Yeah, no big issues. That's awesome. We've seen throughout this tournament, Dark World give so many players issues, especially coming up on that 8th red coin, just taking a dive.
I haven't ever personally dove over the star for the 8th red coin in a race, but I have done it before in attempts, and it is one of the most dissatisfying mistakes you can make. You're just like, you get all the way there, and then you fail and have to redo the whole thing. It's the worst.
Not gonna lie, when we did the GSA sponsored the nonstop 70 tournament, you noticed a lot of your solid 70 runners, that muscle memory kicked in and they went to go dive for that star and just dive off the edge.
Oh my. That's gotta be brutal. Just the lack of experience with nonstop, I'm sure, getting to them.
Simply dropping those PogChamp biddies in the chat. Any of the bit donations, so any of your cheers, any of your direct donations, any of your subscriptions, any of that goes directly to the prize pool for these guys. So let the biddies rain. Show them what they're worth. Now, as a reminder, if you want to check out what's left in this tournament, exclamation point bracket, you can check out the schedule, see what's coming on down the road.
Yeah, a ton of matches already being like set up, or at least partially set up. Really excited for the Cheese versus Punkay match. That's one of the ones. That's one of the battles of the century, at least until probably the finals. That's gonna be insane.
Battle of the Titans.
Yeah. It's still funny to hear Punkay complain about the seating. I find that hilarious, but I mean, I also kind of agree with him though. Like, I feel like someone like me or Viper should have been like facing one of them in the second round, but like, I don't know. I don't even know entirely how they did the seating, so I don't know how to fully complain. Chan's missing a coin. I wonder, hitting an invisible wall too.
Getting inviswalled. Now, whoever wins this will go to face Rock Chalk, I believe.
Yeah, because Rock Chalk beat Lunar yesterday, I believe. So, very, very interesting matchup for whoever wins today.
You can also have the ability to check out exclamation point schedule, see what's coming up. Lots of great stuff. I see, Doug, thanks so much for bringing that up for chat to see all of the biddies going on. Simply, Doug, Adam, all of these biddies dropping in, showing some love to these runners.
So we see the routes differ here a little bit. Triforce electing for CCM 18, where Shansss is going for CCM 17. So we're not going to be able to tell. We'll be able to tell a little bit based on gameplay, but we won't be able to tell if Triforce really makes up ground, like, slightly over time.
Going back through, Shansss heading down to Big Boo's haunt, or as Theros changed it to Big Boo's house. I mean, I don't know why would they just call it a house? Like you don't say, hey, let me go to the haunt.
I don't know, maybe haunt just had a better ring to it when they were making the game. Or maybe it was a weird translation thing.
Right, TriforceTK working on this 100 coin, getting bodied a little bit by that rubber banding penguin.
That penguin
He
is
should
so
be good
scary.
here. Oh, he's got 85. He's good to go. Finishing out this CCM 18. And he will be headed to Big Boo's haunt as well.
Yeah, that penguin sometimes can just like push you out of the way of coins, and there's nothing you can do about it. So it's very, very nerve-wracking because you never truly know where he's going to be because of his rubber banding. It's not like entirely
Right.
consistent. So
Exactly. And that's why I think you see a lot of those CCM 17 runners, you know, and elect to do maybe double pillarless. It depends on your comfort level with pillarless. Pillarless inherently has its own risks. So I guess it depends on your comfort level for sure.
yeah. And it's not like it's a ridiculously scary star.
Right.
But it's enough to like get the nerves going in a race, and you know, when that happens, you could make a mistake. You know, anything can happen.
TriforceTK heading in just as Shansss is heading out. Going down to the basement, we have our first basement entrance of the evening. Triforce leading by 1 star, and what I mean by leading is he's got 1 additional star already. So he's going to finish Big Boo's hunt with 20, where Shansss finished with 19. Diving, grabbing Mips, punching the star out of him, saying, dude, don't you ever run for me again. Just give me what I came here for, before he heads into SSL.
And SSL is a very, very difficult stage. One of the gatekeeper levels for getting a run going because of this star that Shansss is going for right here. Gets the big
Simply
bomb.
dropping 9 more Pug champs.
Very clean pillarless from Shansss. He is not easing off the gas pedal.
It's hot.
Yeah.
It's hot. And I don't blame him. He's got that lead now. Why not solidify it? Why not solidify it? TriforceTK heading downstairs. Shansss grabbing that talent star from Klepto. It's kind of cool watching in Triple Bingo. One of the cards that came up was to lose Mario's hat. And we were trying to figure out, I believe it was me and Electric trying to figure out all the stages where you could lose Mario's hat. And we completely forgot about SSL.
Yeah, I'm kind of wondering what the chat's wondering. Like, did you like consume your microphone? Like,
I did. I did. I inhaled it at that point. The microphone and I are now one.
Okay then.
Triforce working on this pillarless, playing it safe.
Doing the safety ground pound. I don't think he needed to with that angle. So he has to
Ooh.
go from that side of the pyramid.
Struggling a little bit here. Nabs the ground pound, and he's in. Shansss looks so solid, and that's what I love towards the end of this. How consistent these guys are. I know you had the chance to race Super Viper, and he's kind of one of those guys that's been just super consistent, puts his head down, and just goes.
Yeah, I don't know how Viper does it. I was like having a little chat with him in the Discord group before we raced, and he's like, "Yeah, I haven't played the game in a week, and I just got early Ellie's Lava Boost first try." I was like, "Okay."
Well, I guess like that happened.
He doesn't even need to play, and he's just insanely consistent. And there's a lot of runners like that. I guess that's just experience over time. But it's really fun to watch when runners are playing like that. So I mean, we're seeing it from both runners. Outside of the beginning, I mean, TriforceTK is really buckled down too. It's just Shansss is not giving him any ground to make up.
Not at all.
He's still behind.
I don't think TriforceTK is going to let this stand. He's not going to sit here and wait for a mistake from Shansss. I'm assuming we're going to see some craziness come out shortly. Pulling it out. Lethal Avalanche. TriforceTK struggling to get that triple jump off. Having to backflip up there. Losing a little bit of time over Shansss. here in land. Channeling my inner Zaya. That's how that's going. Simply calling it out, reading the script, saying Shan's about to get clapped.
It's a bold prediction from Simply.
Bold. That's what we do here at twitch.tv/speedrun. We eat our microphones and we make bold predictions. Lava boost incoming. And
Ooh,
he
misses
fails.
it.
He takes a death.
Too far to the left. He just was under the platform and not able to make it up. But luckily, that's one of the best stars to die to because you respawn in the volcano. So although it loses time, it's a lot better than dying like probably anywhere else in the run. Of course, there may be
Shan's
a few exceptions.
getting spit out of lethal lava land as well. LOL going hard on these guys. Wow.
So the lead hasn't changed much because they both made mistakes around the same amount of time lost.
Guys playing very close. I know that you and I have talked about this before. Are you one of the runners that watch the stream as you're running and kind of change your how you run based upon that?
Pretty much. I mean, I definitely like have the stream in the background. I don't watch while I'm doing the tricks, but like during the star animations and stuff, like I check up on it. And if I'm behind, like generally I can tell if I make a huge mistake, I'll be behind. But like I just want to like know if he's also making mistakes, just to see where I'm at and see what I need to go for. Because if you do have like a hefty lead, you can afford to play safer. And if you're behind, you know you need to pull like all the stops. So I think it's very helpful for me.
That's fair. Shan's heading into HMC while TriforceTK is going to be wrapping up his Lethal Lava Land experience here. And Toxic Maze coming from Shan's. You know, kind of mixing up the routes here, throwing us off. TriforceTK hitting up these three baby bullies, and he gets bullied himself. Was able to take one out with him, getting booty bopped.
And I can't remember.
To pull it off, but a little bit slow there.
It may have been Shan's. I remember hearing that at least one other runner did this before. I saw Puncation do this route. And I hear him vouch for this route. Like, he's like, everyone criticizes my route because it's different, but like this route is only like a second slower than CCM 18, and it's very consistent for races. So this is a very good route in my opinion. So like it's a second, but it's a lot more consistency.
It is. Puncation, of course, his last PB was about 2 years ago in that old school, and it's worked well for him in this tournament.
Yeah, he's been on PB pace, I think, at least once going into Tippy in this tournament already. So I mean, he's been playing really well so far. So even without the fastest route, you can still get really good times.
Triple box jump, kind of side flipped the wrong way, had to reset. Trying again as TriforceTK foregoing HMC, gonna hit it up later and get that 50 MIP star, heading into dire docks.
My arch nemesis, dire docks.
See, and I can see that too. If you're in Shan's shoes right now, you know you have a moderate, small to moderate lead. That can kind of play into your nerves too, knowing that any sort of mistakes, you're giving your opponent the ability to just kind of overtake you with not playing the greatest.
Yeah, going against someone like TriforceTK, I would be like, I wouldn't be very content with this lead. I would be like, okay, I just got to keep playing like I've been playing. No like changes, because he can make it up at any time. But, you know, going against some other runners, maybe you don't think that way exactly. It just depends on how good your opponent is.
Christmas miracle. Let's see if all the kiddies are happy. Nailing it. Not having to back it up at all. Just as TriforceTK, oh, getting that ledge grab. TriforceTK heading to say hello to Bowser's sub. I mean, as big as Bowser is, like, wouldn't he be all crushed up in the sub? Like, and I don't understand where this sub goes.
I don't know how he even gets in the sub. I don't even believe there's a door on it. So
I mean, in Fire Sea, he could teleport. Maybe he just teleports himself inside the sub. I don't know.
maybe it looks like there's at least enough room, but I mean the proportions. It seems like he would take up like probably a quarter of the room in the sub. Well, maybe not that much, but
I mean, it's very wide. Maybe he's laying down.
maybe.
Shansss now going to join TriforceTK here in Dire Docks. Is up currently 3 stars, knocking out HMC just as TriforceTK is going to be wrapping up his experience here in Dire Docks. Going to see this Manta, which has given so many runners an issue throughout this tournament, but not going to give TriforceTK an issue today. Hitting 1 through 5 and grabbing the star very quickly. As we're going to see our first runner heading into Fire Sea. Tell me a little bit about Fire Sea and what our runners are facing going into it, Cartoon.
Fire Sea is a very interesting level because it can either go really good or really bad. It's the elevators run on cycles that if you like miss the cycle, you lose. I believe it's like 8+ seconds. It's like it's you lose time based on like certain increments just because of having to wait. So it's really interesting. And there's a cycle called Early Ellie's Lava Boost that if you play really fast, you can take a lava bounce to make it as the elevator's going up for the first cycle, which I believe TK's on pace to get, so we may see it. Yeah, really.
And he got
really clean so far from TriforceTK.
Looking great. Going through Lethal Avalanche, gonna get the good ending here.
Yeah, that was
looked really solid.
Yeah, that was darn near perfect. I mean, not a lot to really criticize about that. That's about as good as that level can go.
Heading into C Bowser as Shansss is having a little bit of an issue grabbing this star on the top of the sub. You know, it's interesting to watch the small modifications that you see Shansss do. Maybe a Mario cam here or a different angle there to be able to knock out what he needs to do in this 70-star run. Triforce nailing Bowser like he owed him some money, just as Shansss gonna see if he can get
ring.
Yep, he's gonna have to wait just a second. He nabs it. Now, what's interesting about these rings is that their hitbox is not accurately represented by the model of the ring. So you really have to know what you're doing and where you're swimming and be consistent at it.
Yeah, I feel like at one point I really just want to like watch like there was a YouTuber called Panenkoic who made a video that explained the rings like collision boxes. I really just want to look through and figure out where they are so that I know how to back it up. Oh my goodness.
Struggling here.
He's not dying at least.
He's not going to have that opportunity for early Ellies.
And he still may be able to make the like normal cycle.
Normal cycle, yep.
Like without losing any additional time to what missing early Ellies would do anyway. Even though he made a lot of mistakes, he could still not lose too much time.
He did.
Missing the pole.
I don't know if he could even make normal cycle at this point. He may be waiting on top of the elevator.
I think he can make the cycle. He's got to move fast. He's not going to get it as fast.
Gotta go fast for sure. He was able to make it up, but lost a considerable amount of time over TriforceTK, who really showed us how Fire Sea can operate. Getting the booty burn there. Let's see what kind of ending he's going to get wrapping up here in Fire Sea.
Just electing for the safe lava boosts at the end. Or lava bounces, I suppose.
And TriforceTK making short work at this 100 coin, not having to chase those coins around at all. He does not have the safety backup, but he should be all right. Gonna take the risk there of the coins bouncing everywhere from the Chukya. And nails it.
Yeah,
you know, I'm gonna take. Go ahead.
I was gonna say this is like you were mentioning earlier. TK towards the latter half of the run, he just really locks it down, and we're seeing that so far from him.
He does for sure. As Shansss is wrapping up his time here at Bowser number 2. I did want to bring up one more time Vi.GG, the official sponsor of the prize pool for the 70-star tournament, the Super Metroid Any Percent tournament, and the Super Mario Odyssey Any Percent tournament. They've made this happen. Check out Vi.GG, exclamation point bet. There is a special offer for GSA. If you click on the link down in the panels, check out Vi.GG. You can put those 100 schmeckles down on your favorite runner. TriforceTK, like you said, looking solid here.
Yeah, and it's really hard to tell how much ground he's made up because of the route difference. I don't think he's quite ahead yet, but you never really can tell.
Well, and you see he's not taking huge risks here, not doing that triple jump wall kick to get up to the elevator, and instead electing to go around, and I like that. I think he's playing it safe, putting his head down, and doing what he does best.
Yeah. I mean, minimizing mistakes is the key, because even if you take, like, you know, small seconds of time loss to not going for the fastest strats, but don't make big mistakes that lose tons of time, you're gonna pull off a lot better of time than going for everything risky and making a ton of mistakes.
Lunar Jump commenting on the same thing about the triple jump wall kick. I think that right now he knows that he's behind by very little. So I don't think you're going to see anything crazy now. He's just going to put his head down, press maybe a little bit harder on that accelerator, and push through. Here in THI, going for these secrets. Now, both of these runners here on emulator not going to be eating any lag, which is nice. TriforceTK missing the clip there.
Yeah, he missed the long jump. He hit a weird part of the slope that doesn't allow you to get a long jump.
Gets the ledge grab, but he's right into the star. Just as Shansss is wrapping up his time here in Wet Dry World. Now, if you notice, he elected to do 100 coin, being one of the last stars. Got the quick ones done. I have not seen that done. Seen a lot of 100 coins done right at the very beginning.
I think most runners probably get it done at the beginning, just because, you know, you want to get the RNG dependent star out of the way. You know, because every other thing in the level is down to how well you play, but sometimes there's factors of luck, and, you know, you just don't want to have that, so you get it done right away. But electing to get it last, I suppose it doesn't matter because it's a race.
Right.
Just very interesting.
Getting amped. Getting amped up top. You know, I think it's all down to comfort level. Like if you're that confident with your 100 coin here in Wet Dry World, why not just save it till the end? But it is kind of a daunting star compared to some of the other ones. Ooh, coins going everywhere. He's gonna be one coin shy, having to jump down and chase him. Missing the ledge grab there. This is the opportunity that TriforceTK is looking for.
Yeah, I didn't really know how to back that up.
He's just having issues here.
Certainly the opportunity for Triforce to make up a lot more time.
Not seeing that long jump there and taking damage, not able to get the rollout off the ledge. Finishing up that 100 coin.
And their star counts are tied right now, but their routes differ. Or, well, I suppose Shansss does have one more now.
Yep, Shansss electing to go HMC early. TriforceTK electing to do HMC late. TTM is scary to me. It's a very scary stage.
There's, like, no safe star in this level. I mean, like, there's some that are easier than others, but, like, every star you can make, like, a pretty significant mistake on and lose a ton of time, so...
Oh, yeah.
It is not fun.
We normally... this is one of those stages we typically see around the same star order where they will elect to go ahead and do the two up top so that if they do fall, they can get the box star, they can go for red coins. They have that ability. If they miss this wall kick or miss this triple jump up top, that there are still options.
Yeah, and that makes sense. I don't like to do that because I'm stubborn. I'm like, I'll never miss this log wall kick. It's very easy. And then I miss it earlier today in the race and get frustrated. But like, it's very smart. I'm just stubborn, so I don't do that.
Shansss missing the jump and then getting burned by the piranha up top. Just as TriforceTK is going to be working on his red coins here in the tall mountain. It's also satisfying to watch these runners go for red coins here in TTM. The movement is very fluid. TriforceTK taking a bonk there, having to rebuild his speed back up to grab that last coin.
It looks a lot more fluid on emulator because the star is one of the few that has a ton of lag on N64.
Lagging. We don't know why. Maybe it's the rocks. You know, rocks getting hurled at you. I don't know.
It's probably something to do with either all the moles or the rocks or a combination, but I'm not entirely sure.
We're looking like we're seeing a TriforceTK comeback. We'll know more heading up into Tippy.
Yeah, we'll really be able to tell once they hit that 50 star door. But yeah, it's very hard to tell now.
Shansss making his way, not having to give the 1-2 punch to Toad before heading into Tall Mountain himself. See, TriforceTK playing it safe, not worried about Breezeless. Going to be heading into Snowman's Land now, where we see the craziness. Now, this wall kick in TTM, like you said, if you're running this route all the time, it becomes second nature to you. Shansss missing that side flip up, but you can mess it up. It's a lot more difficult than people like to give credit for. TriforceTK praying to land on that box to grab the star out of it, missing just a little bit, having to readjust.
Yeah, the problem with the wall kick is, I mean, it's just such a small area that you have. If you're too high, you're going to ledge grab the top of the log, and if you're too low, you're just going to not get the wall kick at all. And it's kind of hard with the way the texture looks. It's really hard to tell, like, just visually where you can wall kick, so you just have to get a feel for it. But after a while, it does kind of become second nature.
Triforce, top of the snowman head here, playing it safe. We're not seeing any Tama single star snowman's head coming out of him today. Now let's see if Shansss, TriforceTK had a great red coin here in Tall Mountain. Let's see if Shansss can do just a little bit better. Triforce had a couple of small bonks on the way up. He looks like he's moving more deliberate. Losing his speed there.
Elected not to go for the wall kick. Just did a side flip, but then missed his jump input.
TriforceTK taking out this blue bully. That's kind of what he does before he falls into the water. To me, that's one of my favorite stars. It's super satisfying. It's an easy star. And it's great to see this bully freak out.
I feel like that star's too easy. I want to learn the single star strat where it's like you slide off a slope and then push him in that way. Because I feel like that star is way too easy for a lot of the strats that we see with these runs. Just that one's one of the simple ones, and it's kind of nice. But I'm trying to go fast. It should be hard, you know.
And that's the name of the game. Going fast. TriforceTK gonna go knock out his HMC now. But first, he catches Mips. Ooh. That Chuckya makes me nervous. Missing.
Ooh.
This is going to hurt Shansss. Going to have to reapproach.
Well, now the Chuckya at least won't be in the way, but trying to cut it too close because of the Chuckya being there. He wasn't able to get enough speed to fall into that, to where the mountainside was.
Oof is right. Shansss going to have to make up a little bit of time here in Snowman's Land. I think these runners are a lot closer than what we initially thought. I believe now Triforce has taken the lead if I had to put money on Vi.gg. I think he may take the lead because if you remember, Shansss had to get the Toxic Maze Star, which is not something you're going to see from Triforce here. Rolling into the star.
I do believe that Snowman's Land is a faster level than Hazy Maze Cave, so it may be like very even because Shansss does have to get an extra star. He has to get the red coins here, I believe. But it should be fairly even if they both don't make like any major mistakes.
Yep, we see him going for this SL Reds now, and it's all about that comfort. About that comfort. About that comfort, no trouble. Heading in for Shansss now, just as TriforceTK nails that Christmas miracle, making the kiddies happy. Chugging along. I haven't seen any major mistakes coming from TriforceTK here on this second half. Like you brought up earlier, focusing on the second half of the run, and that's kind of where the rubber meets the road.
Yeah, the second half is arguably more important than the first half because you want to have a good start, but you want to have a strong finish because that's
right.
That's how you end it.
Ooh, Shansss taking a bonk.
Box.
It's tough because you kind of can't see where you're going, so it's about feeling where you are.
Yeah, it's just a very tough race strategy. I mean, it's a tough strat in general, so bonks are fairly common from runners that go for that.
Chat is worried that we may be jinxing it as commentators. Chat forgets that we have the script in front of us. We know what's going to happen way before it happens. TriforceTK nailing that Rollin' Rocks star up top.
I'll just go ahead and jinx both runners. Triforce's controller is going to disconnect, and Shans's keyboard is going to lose the buttons. They're going to fall off because he's playing so hot right now.
Keyboard on fire. TriforceTK heading up right now.
Yeah, TriforceTK with a small lead now.
This is sick. Look how close these guys are. I mean, we've seen it go back and forth, but we're still incredibly close, being 41 minutes into the race. As TriforceTK is hopping into Rainbow Ride.
Yeah, it's really only like a 10 to 15 second advantage at most.
Lakitu bounce incoming. We know that this is where the nerves really start kicking in because you make a mistake, you're dead.
Very interesting. Oh, does Shansss not go for Lakitu bounce?
No. Shansss consistently has been going for the tried and true noob cruiser. Hey, Healy, thanks for that 100 biddies to the prize pool. Showing some love to these runners. But yeah, I'm kind of interested in knowing if he doesn't go for Lakitu bounce because of the keyboard. I don't know.
I'm guessing. It's a very precise strat, so it would make sense. But also, I mean, I imagine that's probably not a tremendous amount of time loss at the end of a run. So
not at all.
It may just be a very safe strat for a race.
No Lakitu bounce in 2018, but Shansss showing us how he's doing it. Still in this race, working on these reds, nipping at TriforceTK's heels at this point.
Yeah, and Tippy is the part of the run where a lot of the big mistakes do happen if you're going to make them. So whichever runner minimizes mistakes is probably going to win this race.
TriforceTK looking good. Going to go attack these tricky triangles. Another, missing that jump, but another star that's really movement intensive. You can't drop inputs or you're going to do what Triforce did, which was take a bonk.
Yeah, Shansss with a little bit cleaner movement, but missing the star.
Almost took a dive off the end.
Yeah, luckily able to pull back in time. Good reaction.
It's tough. Swinging in the breeze coming up. TriforceTK finishing up his Rainbow Ride experience. Heading into tick-tock clock. Now, if you're in TriforceTK shoes, what are you thinking right now, Cartoon?
Don't die.
I mean, that's fair. Don't die. Words of wisdom coming from the commentator today.
But I'm sure TK's thinking, like, if he's watching the race, which I mean, he's told me in the past that he does. I'm sure he knows that it's this close, so I'm sure he's thinking that he has to have a really solid ending. You know, no major mistakes, just clean movement, fast stars. A lot of nerves probably for both runners right now.
Getting the ground pound there instead of the long jump. So many things can happen at the end of TTC 100. That's why it's super important. That's where that consistency comes into play. You know, knowing where these invis walls are is key.
Even if you know where the invis wall is, you'll sometimes hit it anyway. They just like to work that way.
Trolling invis walls.
Like, if you're just a nudge off or a slight misinput,
Ooh.
and you'll still hit it.
That coin almost got away from him. TriforceTK wrapping up his 100 coin just as Shansss is almost done himself. It's amazing how close these runners are.
Yeah, both runners don't want to go home tonight. They're really locking in. This one is going to come down to the wire if both runners don't make big mistakes on the rest of these TikTok stars.
Shansss having to chase that coin away. Let's see what part of the ice cream TriforceTK is going to take a huge bite out of. You know, I shouldn't say that. I'm not sure if Pity himself has that copyrighted. The good old Mario ice cream. Gonna take a bite out of the top. I don't blame him.
That was a very big bite, as he had a really clean star.
Heading through. Ooh. Shansss having some issues, but also going for that top star, missing the wall kick there. Gonna have to reapproach. Throws him off a little bit with the cycle of the pendulum, but he finally grabs the star just as TriforceTK has already rolled into that cage. Wow, this is just super close. I mean, it's down to the nitty-gritty at this point. It's down to the ledge grabs. It's down to the small things. As TriforceTK knocks out that give a hand star.
Shansss struggling with the triple jump there, losing a little bit more time to TK. TK is just having really solid TikTok clock movement. Like, no mistakes. If there are mistakes, it's like less than seconds. Like, it's very, very minor stuff right now. So he is really trying to pull away.
TriforceTK looks like a man on a mission right now. Making short work of TikTok clock, which I know that he's spent an extensive amount of time practicing. Getting the ledge grab there, but that's not going to cost him a whole lot because he's moving super fast. Wow. Shansss heading back in, stopping time. Shansss has got some time to make up. TriforceTK is running through these red coins like he's desperate. Looking good.
Yeah, it's all the little mistakes that Shansss is making that are adding up to why he has this deficit. I mean, they entered TikTok clock around 10-15 seconds apart. But TK just having a really good TikTok clock, especially for a race. So if he has a good Bowser in the Sky, he definitely has this.
TriforceTK heading up to Bowser in the Sky. Bowser 3, the last time you see Bowser for this run. Ooh, Shansss made me nervous at the end that he was going to jump past the star. Looked really sketchy.
Is it even possible to jump past the star with a ground pound? I can't imagine that's possible.
I don't know. Anything is possible at SM64.
Yeah. Anything except maybe a up warp in TikTok clock. That may not be
Right.
possible.
Right. Moving left side, incoming here from TriforceTK, getting a ledge grab there, but he was able to back it up. TriforceTK really turned it on, getting the Tony Hawker. Gonna play it safe,
Oh my
struggling.
Very
Struggling.
interesting ending movement, but I'm sure he knows about this small lead and just wants to not make anything big happen. He would have to miss quite a few throws, but it is still very close. If he misses like 3 or 4 throws, I mean, he could be right back in this.
Triforce nails his first one. Looked a little sketch, if you ask me. Nails the second one.
Triforce with that SM64 Sapphire Bowser throw experience.
Boom.
Very
1,
solid with his
2,
Bowser
and
punch.
3. Solid performance from TriforceTK, barely missing the sub 50 time.
I think that might have been a 50 flat with retime, but who cares at this point? Very, very solid.
TriforceTK.
Hey, what's up, boys? Oh my, what a race, dude.
So we talked about it, you know, in the beginning. You were struggling there in the beginning.
I was struggling, yep.
And then it's like you turn it on, and I've seen that in every race you've had in this tournament, to where it's like a little bit iffy in the beginning, and you just like pedal to the metal.
What an amazing race, though.
I really
40 seconds apart.
I lost 45
I
seconds in
struggling,
lumps, I
yep.
think, and then I lost
And
30
then
in
it's like
Lethal
you
Lava
turn
Land.
it
I
on,
lost
and I've
20,
seen that in
15 to 20 in
every race
SSL.
you've had
So
in
like I
this
was doing the
tournament,
math. I'm like, I have to play
where
perfect,
it's
basically from
like a
fire
little
seat
bit
to
iffy
the
in the
end,
beginning,
and I'm pretty sure Shan's got a PB, by the way. I think his PB is like a 50-55. So
yes.
oh
So-
my, I can't believe I almost 49'd. I don't know how I almost 49'd. I was shocked when I left TTC. I'm like, oh my god, I can 49. This is crazy.
Absolutely sick performance from you, Shanss. You know, I know you may be a little bit discouraged from the race, but a PB. I believe your time was a 51:36 before.
Now it's 50, 56,
50,
almost 20 second
56.
PB, but yeah,
That
I'm not
is
even upset.
awesome.
I'm not even upset. I'll take a PB any day.
I wouldn't be upset either. Huge PB coming from you. That's pretty awesome. And you played great. No major mistakes throughout. Just a couple of little small things here in TikTok clock. I don't know if you realize or if you watch while the stream, but you were within like 10 seconds going into TikTok clock. I mean, what's going through your mind?
Well, so I was looking at the stream the whole race, and I'm like, dude, I cannot keep up with Shan's. Like, I just kept trying to play my best, but he's just like a robot. He just would not screw up.
He would not.
So, and then the routes diverged, and I was like, oh, well, I'm just gonna not even look at the stream and just play. And I looked at the stream, I saw that I was talking to the door, and he was coming out of SL, and I couldn't believe I was ahead. So, yeah, going into TikTok clock, I just went into focus mode. I knew I had to play perfect, like, to win. So
Shan's, what were you thinking going into TCC?
I don't know. I was pretty confident still because I know my TP is pretty consistent, but I ended up throwing away a fair bit of time in TTC. But yeah, I'm not really unhappy or anything. TK is a really good player, and I was really surprised I was ahead for that long. But yeah, I was like 15 seconds off my summer best after LLL or something, so it was crazy.
Super crazy. Now, I do have a question for you that's kind of on the mind to the viewers. Why no Lakitu bounce? You elected to go for the noob cruiser. Is that something like that's more comfortable for you, or
Like I can do it. I've just never really learnt it properly, and I don't know. I've never really wanted to do it. It just doesn't really save enough time for me to really care about it. I guess it's just much more comfy doing the other way. And like I feel like most of the time people just miss it, and then I end up saving time anyway. So it's like I don't know.
that's fair? Now, Cartoon, what do you have for these amazing runners today? This was just a nail biter.
Yeah, I was on the edge of my seat the whole time. I mean, Shan's with the very insane beginning, pulling ahead of TK, who had a rough start, but TK had a very clean ending. It was very exciting, interesting race. Less than 40 seconds apart with the final time. Both runners 50ing. That is, I have not seen many races that close at all in this tournament. So GG's to both runners, and especially TK for pulling off a really insane ending to pull away at the end.
GG for sure. Go
I'm
ahead.
just happy. I'm just happy I did my GSA history of races. I've like never gotten a good fire C, or maybe I've gotten 1 out of like 10 races I've done. But this is the first race I actually got a good fire C. So
You did. You got early Ellie's, had the good ending. I almost turned away for a second to check on Shansss and look back, and you're already grabbing the star. So solid fire C coming from you. Let's get some speed run clocks. Let's get some speed run cowboys, some dabs, anything that you have in chat for both of these runners. Shout outs to Shansss for this PB. Shout outs to TriforceTK for taking the win here. Now you're going to be facing Rock Chalk next. How do you feel about that? Rock Chalk just threw away Lunar Jump.
yeah.
How do you feel about that?
Oh man, I gotta go up against my boy Rock Chalk. It sucks because I don't want to. I want one of us to move on, or I want both of us to move on, but unfortunately one of us has to lose. But
It's
you
the-
know, I'm scared because Rock Chalk is a pretty consistent runner, and if I play like I did today, I'm gonna get my booty clapped. So I gotta get my head on straight here and try and not let the nerves get to me.
The battle of the blue esports gonna be coming up in your next race. If you guys want to check that out, exclamation point bracket will bring up the bracket for the rest of the tournament. Gentlemen, thank you so much again for joining us tonight. Phenomenal race from two very phenomenal speedrunners. Do you have anything else for either of you for our viewers watching right now?
Well, I just wanted to say congrats to Shansss on the PB. That's pretty sick. Getting a PB in a race isn't easy. And GG's for the race.
Yeah, GG. Good luck in the rest. That was really good.
Thanks, man.
Great job, guys. And Cartoon Buffoon, it's always a pleasure to have you here in the commentators booth, providing that insight into the mind of the runner, is what I like to call it.
Yeah, it was a pleasure to be here. You're a great guy to commentate alongside, Thero, so it was very fun.
I appreciate that greatly. And speaking of greatly, one last time, Vi.gg, the official sponsor for this 70-star tournament. Check them out, exclamation point, bet, or hit that link down in the panels. My name's Thero. The guy to my right's Cartoon Buffoon. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. We will see you here tomorrow with some more craziness action. We've got at 3 p.m. Eastern, Benji versus Paracuzia, which is going to be commentated by the men, the myths, the legends, Simply and Pity.
Ooh,
Continue on this 70-star tournament. Always a joy to listen to those guys.
that race is gonna be a banger.
But thanks, guys, for hanging out tonight. We will catch you tomorrow on the flip side. Stay tuned and good night.
Love you.